Don't do nothing but tear down black man. Look at it. He's nothing giving. You've never seen 50 give nobody no flowers, no respect. He just play on people downfall. Diddy, Irv Gotti, Ja Rule. Yeah. Now Big Meech. You've never seen 50 say nothing.
Making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was gonna be able to do it. You thought you was gonna be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? 50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I'll buy your masters. You better show them that film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it. I'm just talking,
Lil Meech would have probably saved some more money, saved some of that money 50 gave him, because he damn sure ain't give it to me in murder. We ain't get no couple of millions off acting. Fifth, get us them gigs, motherfucker. At least we gonna be loyal to it. You know, niggas are buying houses and cars and shit like that, or for tours. That's why niggas be like, oh yeah, why you always mention 50? Ain't nothing wrong with showing your homie love that shows you love, that makes sure you good no matter what, make sure you fly around the world, dressing rooms, make sure, you know, even there's a time where 50's paying for everything, wardrobes, the best hotel. He could have us at the cheap hotel, but he got us in Amani Hotel and all that. And niggas look at it like, yo, it's a form of, yo, you nigga always always show love to niggas that show you love, man. I got love for Murder too. Murder my nigga, we on the road. I got love for Banks. You know what I'm saying? I got love for certain niggas and I always shout them out and show love because there ain't nothing wrong with that. So when you look at the Meech situation, I just look at it like, yo, bro, you should have saved out of that 4 or 5 million, you should have saved your pops $1 million. So when he come home, you don't gotta look at little baby and say, yo, he got the Ferrari truck. Nah, you could buy your pops the Ferrari truck and smash him with 700-800 or $1 million, because that's what real niggas do. But when you give a little kid all that money, you know what I'm saying?
Things just got crazy between 50 Cent and Big Meech. This beef is spiraling out of control. Big Meech straight up mocked 50 for allegedly going broke, all because of this messy drama. Word on the street is that Rick Ross dropped some serious tea. He claimed 50's been struggling to fund his fancy new G-Unit studio, like struggling bad. Ross says the man can't even score a loan because his credit's been wrecked. And here's the kicker. Rick even threatened to buy 50's masters if he didn't pipe down. Talk about savage moves. But let's be real. 50 Cent ain't the type to back down. He clapped back hard, promising to expose receipts that'll reveal who's really broke out here. Don't play with me. Vibes all the way.
Now fans are left scratching their heads. What's really going on with 50's money? Is he actually slipping, or is Rick Ross just running his mouth to stir the pot? Could 50 be on the edge of losing his mogul status? Or is this all just smoke and mirrors to keep the drama alive? Let's get into the real deal.
Word on the streets is that Big Meech and Rick Ross are about to have the last laugh in their beef with 50 Cent. Cause now folks are saying 50 can't even afford to finish building his own studio. Yep, you heard that right. Big Meech and Rose didn't waste a second before taking full credit for 50's so-called financial downfall. They're out here acting like their beef broke his bank. They're even cracking jokes, saying 50 will be back begging for scraps once he's fully tapped out. The disrespect is wild. But hold up, are Big Meech and Rick Ross living in some kind of fantasy world? Last we checked, 50 Cent was sitting on billionaire status. And real billionaires don't just go broke overnight because of some petty drama over who's a snitch and who's not. If you've been keeping up with this wild ride, then you already know Rick Ross plays a major role in this feud. The whole mess popped off after Big Meech linked up with Ross for a big welcome home concert that was supposed to be a money move for both of them. But out of nowhere, the whole event got shut down with no clear reason. Something shady's definitely going on here. Right after the concert got canceled, people instantly started pointing fingers at 50 Cent. A lot of folks believed he was trying to block Big Meech from getting that bag. especially since it involved his longtime rival, Rick Ross. 50 tried to shut the rumors down, saying he had nothing to do with it. But let's be real, not everyone bought that. Rick Ross wasn't holding back either. He started straight up clowning 50, calling him a hurt hoe and telling him to stop being salty just because he and Big Meech are out here making moves without him. The disrespect was on full display. Now 50's never been shy about his feelings toward that partnership. From the jump, he was throwing shade at Big Meech, straight up calling him a rat. And as far as 50's concerned, Rick Ross is forever Officer Ricky. And anybody rolling with him? Yeah, they're not to be trusted. But here's where things get really crazy. It wasn't just trash talk. Turns out, 50 had actual receipts claiming Big Meech snitched to get his sentence cut down. Then boom, 50 went public and dropped a bombshell. This drama just hit a whole new level. 50 Cent wasn't just talking, he was plotting. Word is, he started working on a tell-all documentary focused on Tammy Cowins, the one person who knows all the dirt on Big Meech, including exactly how, when, and who he allegedly snitched on. And if you don't know, Tammy isn't just some random, she was super tight with Big Meech. Some even say it was more than just friendship. Here's the twist. Big Meech actually sold his life rights to Tammy. That means she's the only one legally allowed to tell his full story through a book, film, or documentary. Wild, right? According to 50, Meech fumbled hard by not keeping things cool with Tammy. Now she's out here singing like a bird, allegedly spilling every shady move he ever made. And she's not holding anything back. Meanwhile, Rick Ross and Big Meech were parading around like they won the beef, throwing it in 50's face that they were making big money without him. Ross even said he was planning to drop his own BMF movie and get that cash, right after 50 announced that the BMF series might be getting the axe. Why? Because Big Meech and his son, Lil Meech, supposedly started acting brand new. But let's not forget, Tammy's got the keys to Meech's whole life story. So if anyone's telling the real BMF tale, it's gonna be her, and 50's making sure of it. So here's where it all gets messy. Tammy Cowins teamed up with 50 Cent to bring the Black Mafia family series to life. And let's be real, it was a hit. But once Big Meech decided to link up with Rick Ross, 50 wasn't having it. He pulled the ultimate petty move. He cut the whole series off. But here's the twist. Big Meech's own son, Lil Meech, was playing the lead role in that show. Which means 50 Cent was basically handing him checks, putting serious money in his pocket. And we're not talking chump change either. Lil Meech made over $5 million from the series. Now here's where it gets sad. Lil Meech didn't save any of that money. Not a dime. He blew it all on flashy whips, iced out chains, designer gear, and a bunch of stuff that doesn't hold value. Just wild spending, like there was no tomorrow. Meanwhile, his dad's still locked up, with nothing stacked up for when he gets out. You'd think Lil Meech would have at least put something aside to make sure his pops came home to a little stability. But nope, not even that.
Looks like Lil Meech really thought those BMF checks were gonna last forever. But once the money dried up, the reality hit hard. Even Tony Yayo jumped in and called him out for blowing his cash instead of stacking it for tougher times. Then things got even spicier. After 50 Cent started going all in on Big Meech with his trolling, Lil Meech slid into 50's DMs trying to defend his pops. He tried to explain the whole Rick Ross situation, saying it wasn't about loyalty, it was about survival. According to Lil Meech, the only reason they linked with Rick Ross was cause his dad needed help covering bills while they waited on that next BMF payday. He wrote, "I can't believe this, man. You act like I'm your enemy. I've always shown you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own struggles. But I never flipped on you. F Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he could pay his bills till our next season kicks off. This internet stuff is really messing with me, man."
Now fans are wondering, was this a heartfelt moment or damage control? Either way, things are looking messy.
"You know me in real life." That's what Lil Meech told 50. But 50 wasn't trying to hear it. Instead, he dropped a bombshell that flipped this whole beef on its head. He posted a screenshot of Lil Meech's DM and hit it with the caption, "What next season?" basically confirming that the BMF series is done, just like that.
But he didn't stop there. 50 revealed he's flipping the script and turning the BMF saga into a documentary with Tammy Cowins, ready to expose Big Meech for real. And yeah, he's even calling him Big Screech now, just to add salt to the wound. This move hit hard for Big Meech and his son. Without those BMF checks, things are looking rough, especially since Lil Meech clearly can't handle money. Blowing through $5 million in just a few years, that's wild. And Big Meech? After all that time in prison for drug charges, what kind of legit work can he really get now?
Let's be real. The only way they can keep living the life they're used to is if Lil Meech makes some kind of major comeback, either in acting or maybe even music. But after this ugly fallout with 50 Cent, that door might be closed for good.
And just when it seemed like it couldn't get any crazier, boom! This is where Rick Ross steps back into the picture, right as 50 puts the BMF series on ice. So guess what Rick Ross did next? He fired back by announcing that he was going to make his own BMF series, claiming it would be way better than anything coming out of 50's G-Unit studio. Bold move, right? But here's the catch, and it's a big one. 50 Cent actually owns the rights to the whole BMF franchise. According to sources spilling to TMZ, Ross can't just jump up and drop a BMF film on his own. He needs permission from 50 to even get started.
And let's be real, 50 giving Ross the green light? That's never gonna happen.
But the drama didn't stop there. As soon as 50 made it clear he was done putting money in Big Meech's family's pockets, everything switched up fast. They turned on him and started rolling with the ops.
Next thing you know, Lil Meech is out partying with Rick Ross at clubs, all smiles and posting pics for the world to see, like he wanted 50 to notice. And you already know 50 saw that. This beef just hit a whole new level of petty.
Oh, it definitely didn't end there. Big Meech and Lil Meech took the smoke to another level by linking up with none other than Floyd Mayweather, another well-known enemy of 50 Cent. And just to rub it in, Lil Meech posted a pic of them chilling together with the caption, "Real Power," a clear jab at 50's hit show Power. Then he dropped another pic with a shh emoji, hinting that he and Floyd were cooking up something major behind the scenes. At this point, it was obvious. Lil Meech had fully jumped ship and was siding with his pops against 50.
What made it all so confusing is that not too long before, Lil Meech was in 50's DMs, crying about how much love and loyalty he had for him, even dissing Rick Ross in the same message. But now, he's running around with 50's biggest ops like the loyalty meant nothing.
It's giving major confusion, and honestly, it looks like Lil Meech has too many voices in his ear telling him what moves to make.
The craziest part? It's like both Big Meech and Lil Meech completely forgot who really held them down when things were rough. 50 Cent put money in their pockets while Big Meech was locked up. Even Boozy chimed in, saying he didn't respect how Lil Meech handled things. He told 50 straight up, if he were Lil Meech, he would have made it crystal clear that his loyalty lies with his father. Now it's all turning into a loyalty war with no end in sight. No questions asked. 50 Cent finally clapped back and let it all out. He opened up about why seeing Big Meech and Lil Meech hanging with his enemies cut deep.
He said, "I did more for Meech than anyone in his life. Boozy knew that. That's why he responded the way he did. Anytime Meech got locked up, I was the first person he called. I bailed him out every time. But when I saw Lil Meech laughing at his pop's post, that's when I said, oh, he's a snake too. He belongs right there with him."
50 didn't hold back. He said he basically stepped in as a father figure to Lil Meech while Big Meech was behind bars. He paid for his acting classes, helped him clean up when he was caught up in some bad habits, and made sure he had money so he wouldn't have to get into anything illegal. It wasn't just business, it was personal. So to see Lil Meech flip like that and start hanging with 50's enemies, that hit different. This wasn't just beef anymore, it was betrayal. According to 50, everything shifted the moment Big Meech got out of jail. That's when things took a sharp turn, because instead of guiding Lil Meech the right way, Big Meech allegedly started filling his head with bad advice. 50 said he'd try to school Lil Meech on how to handle his money and avoid the same traps so many others fall into. Meanwhile, Big Meech was out here hyping up reckless spending like it was some badge of honor. 50 said, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Mimi's relationship."
He continued, "I'm telling Mimi not to mess with drugs, and his pops is out here telling him about the wild stuff he used to do like it's normal. I'm telling him to stop blowing all his cash. Big Meech is bragging about how much he wasted back in the day."
50 even revealed something most people had no clue about. He had to send Lil Meech to rehab. Things got so bad, Russell Hornsby noticed something was off on set when Lil Meech started throwing up during a weapons test. Then Ian told 50 that Lil Meech had whippets in his truck. 50 was like, "What the heck is a whippet?" He checked and found out it's that stuff people use in BB guns.
So after all that, after 50 put time, energy, and money into keeping him straight, Lil Meech turning around and disrespecting him publicly? That's wild! But don't expect the drama to stop. Rick Ross just threw another shot, clowning 50 again and claiming he's too broke to even finish building his new G-Unit studio. This beef is nowhere near done. According to Rick Ross, 50 Cent is in a financial chokehold. He's claiming 50 can't even lock down a loan right now, meaning he's stuck with no cash flow to push his studio plans forward. In another video, Ross really tried to flex. He threatened to buy 50's masters just so 50 could have a little something in his pockets. Straight up disrespectful. Allegedly, when 50 saw that post, he was heated. Word is, he started threatening to air out receipts, showing exactly who's broke and who's just running their mouth for clout. And when it came to Big Meech, 50 wasn't sweating it one bit. He laughed at the idea that Meech actually thinks this beef is messing with his bag. Let's be real here. How much pull does Big Meech really have in 2025? Yeah, he was heavy in the game back then, no doubt. But the times have changed. The economy's a mess. Diddy's behind bars, and people out here are just trying to keep the lights on and pay rent. Ain't nobody pressed over some ex-con trying to relive his glory days and act like he still runs the streets. Looks like 50 Cent might have hit the nail on the head when he called Big Meech a wannabe Pablo Escobar. The idea that Meech has that much power, enough to mess with 50's pockets, is honestly laughable. Let's not forget, 50's been in the ring with bigger names, way more powerful than Big Meech, and not a single dollar went missing from his account. But in true 50 fashion, he's flipping all this mess into comedy and content. And you already know, he's the king of turning beef into big business. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think 50 Cent is actually going broke? Could the non-stop drama and bad press be messing with his bag? Or is Rick Ross just out here projecting because he's the one feeling the pressure? Drop your take in the comments below. Don't hold back. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more wild updates just like this. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Catch you in the next one.